What's up everyone, my name is Kula Getro and welcome back to another review video. Today I'm going to be talking about the brand new movie Fantastic Four First Steps. So as I said last time in my Superman video that I went and watched the two on the same day. Luckily for me this time I wrote a script, so hopefully I'm not as bad as I was in that video. I'm still kind of learning how to do this stuff, so feel free to make your jokes, but this is like all new to me. I had to get different setup and all of that. So, but I really, as I said before, I really do love talking about movies, and I love talking about, and I just love talking about movies and stuff, and giving my opinions and stuff. So today we're gonna be talking about Fantastic Four First Steps. It recently came out in cinema. Actually, it might not be recent anymore. It might be like 2 weeks now. Depending on when this video comes out and when you're watching this video. So if you haven't seen the movie as yet, you probably just want to know if the movie is good or not. So if you're in a busy or you just come quick to find out if the movie's good, the movie's good. It's really good. So yeah, that's the short answer. If you want to hear the long answer, you could keep on watching and hear me yap for like the next 20 minutes. So these videos, I pretty much, they will be spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie as yet, or you're just one of those persons who watch, the spoilers before going into the movies, then, well, welcome. So we're gonna, start off, I'm just gonna explain the entire, plot real quick, so you have an idea about the movie. Again, as I said, this will contain spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, or you haven't seen the movie as yet, or whatever may be the case, this is your time to leave and exit off the video. So yeah, you could just go do whatever you do. But if you haven't seen it, if you have seen it and you want to keep on hearing me up, so if you want to keep on hearing me up, you could stay and watch. So the movie pretty much starts off 4 years later from when the Fantastic Four gets their powers. This does not happen in the main Marvel universe. This happens in a different timeline. A different universe. But I forgot what the universe's name is. So this is 4 years after the Fantastic Four get their powers. This is not an origin story, so don't go in expecting an origin story. This is definitely not an origin story. So the Fantastic Four gets their powers 4 years later, and they're pretty much their Earth's protectors, and it pretty much goes good until one day. As you guys know, the villain of this movie is Galactus. If you don't know who Galactus is, he's pretty much like this giant Titan like man. I might put up a picture here, and he's humongous. He eats planets. He's the devourer of worlds. So Silver Surfer is in this movie as well. If you don't know who Silver Surfer is, it's pretty much this person who um literally isn't a surfer. Is it a surfer? I'll put up a picture. Put up a picture here because I suck at explaining. But and she comes. So this movie has a female Silver Surfer, which honestly I don't really care about too much. So yeah, you'll hear my opinions on Silver Surfer afterwards. But to be honest with you, I didn't care if it was male or female once the movie was good, and the movie is good. So the Silver Surfer pretty much heralds Galactus, so that means Galactus is coming to devour Earth. So what the Fantastic Four does? Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, Sue was also pregnant. Sue also gets pregnant with, if you know comic books, you know she's pregnant with Franklin Richards. If you don't know who that Franklin Richards is, I'll sum it up basically for you. That child is basically a god. He has god powers. He's pretty OP. So after the Fantastic Four hears this from Silver Surfer, their Earth, since they're literally the protectors, the Earth, everyone is like, what are we gonna do? So they take their spaceship. I will say though about this movie, every like technological, like it's technologically advanced, and it's like really cool. I think it's kind of weird. It feels like kind of 80s while being in the future, if that makes sense. So I don't know I don't know if that makes sense, but it feels like in the 80s while also being in the future because they have, I don't know, it just gives off that vibe. So they pretty much use their spaceship. Their spaceship goes faster than light, by the way. So they pretty much use the spaceship, and they go find Galactus. Well, because Silver Surfer, Reed Richards, as you guys know, Mr. Fantastic, analyzes that she has also she is taught speak she is stating the truth, and that she has been in other planets that have gotten destroyed. So the Fantastic Four goes in their spaceship. It's faster than light, by the way. And they go to speak to Galactus, and they go speak to Galactus. Galactus does agrees with their statement to leave their Earth and not devour their planet. Only if he could get the baby, Franklin Richards. As I said, he was basically a god, so that's why probably Galactus won. Galactus didn't want, sorry, the four of them didn't want to give up, Franklin before the Franklin born, and sucks for them because Sue is giving birth at this very moment. So they have to run back to the spaceship. It's a really cool scene. I think I know people say this movie didn't really have that much action, but I feel like the little sequences they have with it and then the end fight was pretty worth it. So honestly, I don't think it was that bad when it comes to the action wise. But yeah, it was a really cool scene. Sue gives birth, all of that in spaceship. They go faster than light. They have to suck Silver Surfer into a black hole. It was a whole cool scene. And then pretty much when they go back to Earth, they explain it to the people they can't give up their baby, and then everybody's mad at them. But luckily for us, Reed Richards was in the beginning of the movie was playing teleportation. So what he does, he gets the teleportation machine, and then he puts these devices all around Earth. So the entire Earth comes together, put these devices all around Earth to then teleport Earth further into the galaxy. So that's when Galactus comes, Galactus has to take longer. So by the time Galactus comes, they might have a plan in the future. But that doesn't go to plan because Silver Surfer comes down, knocks down all the devices except I think one. I don't know how much devices it really had left, but I know there was one because that's the one they used against Galactus, and tries to talk to the surfer and all of that. And then finally, the end fight is they actually get, thanks to Sue, they push back into Galactus into the. They actually just push Galactus into the universe. He without a ship, so he can't come back as quick, and he's just floating around in the universe. Who knows when next he will come back? And then the movie ends with a cameo of Doctor Doom. So if you didn't see that, but then yeah. So that was pretty much a rundown of the movie. If you saw the movie already, you probably know what I was talking about already. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I'm just gonna talk about other stuff. I'm gonna say flat out the bat, I didn't expect Pedro Pascal to work so good as Reed. It was really unexpected, but he really did. He really did do Reed Richards really good. I find he acted really good as Reed Richards. All the rest of the cast acted really well as well. I don't think I have a complaint with any of them. They really went comic accurate, more how the characters act in the comics, and they also had Franklin, so they had more of a not the Fantastic Four you would always see. They kind of like the future Fantastic Four, where they're taken serious, because we saw like but I will say that we don't really get to see Ben Grimm being depressed, but that does make sense because well they're in they're 4 years into the future, so Ben probably already adjusted to being the Thing, so that was also there. But that wasn't a complaint. That was just really good story writing, I guess. Overall, I think the overall acting was really good. For the characters, though, as I said before, Ben Grimm, he rarely gets screen time, and I will even say in the end fight against Galactus, like they just didn't know what to do with Ben and the Thing, so they just have him there. And there was some cool scenes in the end fight with the Thing, of course, but it's just kind of like he was there and they just didn't know what to do with him. So that was all I would say. But all the scenes Ben were in, the Thing, I should probably just say the Thing. Every scene the Thing was in, he was a vibe. Honestly, it was one of the best characters in the film. Any little scene he had, he made it work. And it really did feel, I would say the characters really did get that family orientation down really much. Like the Fantastic Four, they're a family. But they really got that down. The entire cast really did act like a family in the movie, and you really do generally think they're a family. Sue Storm, I like how she takes more of a motherly like approach to in the movie, and that she's literally questioning Reed on literally everything, which is really good. And Reed being stubborn, which is also a character thing. Reed is very stubborn, so yeah. Especially the scene when she had to talk to everybody and says, I forgot the line exactly, but she said she won't sacrifice her baby for the world, and she won't sacrifice the world for her kid. That was really good. I think the character there, it really didn't make you feel like it was Sue Storm. Johnny Storm had a really big upgrade here. Not only was Johnny charismatic and funny and just Johnny, they made him a lot more smarter. For example, he for example, he had this whole thing. I don't know when he got these like discs, and he would play them, and there would be other alien languages. I don't know where he got the tapes though, because I really can't remember how they explained that. I don't know if I was eating or something. Maybe I was eating that delicious chicken tenders. God, that was delicious. But I don't know what I was doing because I can't think they. I don't think they explain how he got the discs in the first place. I don't know. I don't know where he got those discs. And it turns out those discs are from the planets Silver Surfer went and Galactus destroyed. So he had a bunch of like the screaming of the people and stuff. He even had the one of the Silver Surfer, which is Shalabal, by the way. And turns out she's comic accurate, so that's fun. She's actually a Silver Surfer in the comics. So that was really cool. But then he figures out, like, they show Johnny how smart he is, and he just figures out how, he figures out all the languages, and then he plays them on a screen for the Silver Surfer to then calm down, because there was this one scene when she destroys all the devices. Silver Surfer Johnny chases down, puts on all the screens, and it shows her the voices of all the people who die. But what I don't really get is that even though she had all this scene right here, Silver Surfer doesn't get that much scenes. To be honest with you, I think she could have gotten more scenes because she has like 4 or 3 scenes out of the entire movie, which is maybe because it's Silver Surfer and you don't want to see Silver Surfer the entire movie, but it could have been more scenes. And this scene in particular, it just ended up being nothing. Like, for instance, John, it was obvious Johnny had a crush on her the entire movie, right? And they were kind of leading to this thing with Johnny and the surfer, but it went nowhere. It literally went nowhere. And then the whole scene where I just was speaking about the devices and thing, it's not like that changed the course of the game. The Silver Surfer didn't help them afterwards. Well, she does in the end, but she didn't help them afterwards after. She didn't give them much help afterwards. She just said, yeah, good luck, bye. Like, she just got, like sad and, like, annoyed. She said, bad luck, bye, deal with it yourself, get ready for Galactus. Maybe just give up the child at this point. So it's like, she didn't she didn't really do much. I don't the scene was like there, but it didn't get into anything. It didn't really go anywhere either. It just was like, yeah, yeah, there you go. Johnny figured out something. I guess it showed Johnny, but nothing really else. Galactus though was shown really cool. I really like how they showed Galactus terror. He looked scary and he looked intimidating, which I really like how to make Galactus look. I will say though, every time they make a movie about Galactus or anything to do with Galactus, they always make him weaker. So it wasn't surprising they made him weaker in this movie too, because the whole end scene and all of that, um, they used Franklin Richards as bait, but then they didn't really use him as bait, and then Galactus was going after the baby, and then Sue just used her power and just pushed him into the portal. Which I will have to say, Galactus was shown really weak because the end fight, right? The end fight was where they used Franklin as bait, and then they put Franklin. So Galactus is going towards the whole. He realized it was a whole trap thing, so he didn't get fooled, and then he's going to get the baby because he wants the baby. He wants Franklin. So he's going towards the baby, and then it just like they used Sue to just win the fight. It was weird. Um, so they use Sue and Sue literally used her force fields and pushes back Galactus. I as much as I like Sue and I think she's really powerful. She is the most powerful character in the four. They didn't. I feel like the end fight could have been more family orientated. It was kind of obvious they didn't know what to do with the thing. Like he threw a truck at the Galactus, but the truck didn't do anything. It's obvious that they didn't know what to do with the thing in that fight. It just felt like the thing was just so outclassed against Galactus. They just didn't know what to do with him. Johnny had some good scenes. I guess he did put on the timer to Vap Galactus. Reed had this whole scene where he went and grabbed Franklin from when Galactus got him. He grabbed Franklin when Sue was pushing him off, and then Sue just pretty much pushes him into the portal. And then in the end fight, Sue collapses because if Sue uses too much of her power, and like any superhero uses too much of the power, they're gonna flop. So when Sue does that, Sue flops to the ground. And then Johnny wants to do his heroic uncle moment, but it doesn't really work out because then they brought the Silver Surfer. They push Johnny away, and then Silver Surfer pushes Galactus into the portal, permanently stopping him from. No, permanently putting him into the portal, forever putting him in the other side of the universe for him to catch up. So I think I guess it makes sense for the Silver Surfer, but it just felt like Silver Surfer wasn't used to her full potential. I feel like they could have done a lot more with the Silver Surfer. But otherwise, I think it was really good. I think the movie was really good. So Franklin, and the end of the movie, Franklin brings back his mom alive, which is just OP because he's just a baby. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what does with such a powerful character. Like Avengers Doomsday is coming up, and we learn that in the end of the movie when I stuck with the reference with Doom, that Franklin is 4 years and Doom goes to meet him. But what's gonna be interesting is how they're gonna use a character so powerful. I really hope Marvel doesn't just do a whole let's use Franklin to win card. Like everybody's losing, so let's just use Franklin to win. I hope they don't really do that, but who knows, they might do that. And talking about Marvel in general, Marvel movies have been pretty bad lately, except for like Fantastic Four. This one was really good, and then the Thunderbolts this year was good. So I really hope they keep up the pace with good movies. I don't know who they fired at the Marvel Studios or who they hired at the Marvel Studios, but they need to keep up the good movies as well because Fantastic Four is really good and Thunderbolts was really good. So yeah, I don't think I have anything much else to say honestly. I just think the movie was really good. If I had to rate the movie, I think I rated it a 9.6 out of 10. It was really good. It got to the point. I do think there was some stuff missing, like the whole Silver Surfer thing. I don't think Like if they were going that direction, make it make sense in the end. It just really didn't have a point to it in the end. It just went nowhere. They had a whole thing with Johnny and Shia LaBeouf, and it got nowhere. And then, well, obviously they're gonna make Galactus look weak. Galactus, every movie Galactus has been, he's shown weak. So that wasn't surprising. I do think they did really good at the characters. The acting was really good. I think they had a good idea for the movie and they executed really well. And if you're watching this and you're unsure whether to go watch Fantastic Four First Steps because you're like, well, I haven't seen the rest of the Marvel movies, I might not understand this one. You don't have to worry. This movie like stands on its feet really well. You don't need to watch any other movie to understand this movie. You could just go in fresh and understand everything that's going on in the movie. They explain it, you can understand it, and all of that. So other than that, you don't really need to worry. And the movie is really good. So if it's, I think it's still in cinema. So if you want to go watch it, you can. And if you've already watched it, tell me your opinions in the comment below. Do you think I'm right on my opinions, or do you personally have other opinions on the movie? I would love to hear them. So anyways, I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys next time. So hopefully the script worked better. Please let me know if I should write more scripts for my videos. Anyways, later.